How's it going, everybody? I am back once again. And, well, I'm going to be doing some more Bloons Tower Defense Ultra development. May have been not immediately after the last stream, but at least this time, I'm at least doing what I said. At least I'm doing what I said I was going to do. So, let's just get to it. Not wasting time. Let me just make sure my streams are good. Okay. Good on YouTube. Rumble. Looking good. And Kick. Looking good. Although for some reason on Kick it just keeps on pausing. It just gets to some point and then it just stops for some reason. But at least I know I'm streaming on Kick, so that's good enough for me. Alright. Let's just get to it. So, what am I going to be doing? Other than, well, just whatever. Let's see. Right now I'm working on heroes. In this case, Quincy. Working on Quincy at the moment. I'll probably be testing him. But if I am gonna test him, obviously he can't be doing this alone. Why is Quincy not showing up? Oh, he is. Twice. What the? Why the hell is he showing up below everything, though? Yeah, he's got to be up. He's got to be up on this layer. All right, there we go. Now we can see him. All right. So, Quincy will function at least roughly the same as he does in Bloons Tower Defense 6, but there will be some differences. Well, in Bloons Tower Defense 6, he goes up to level 20. In this, he goes up to level 30. He gets a couple new abilities as well. He gets one at level 7, funny enough, and then one at level 30, which I think the level 31 is going to be busted. Oop. Yeah, it's showcasing many of the Paragons that I've been working on, and you probably see another one. You can see this one pretty much right over here, and this one. Yeah, you're seeing this. You're seeing these two correctly. That is the Bloons TD Paragon, and of all things, the Super Monkey Beacon Paragon. Yeah. I gave a pro power from Bloons Tower Defense 6 a fucking Paragon in this game. And let's just, and I will say this thing ain't weak. This thing is strong as fuck. All right. I do my absolute damnedest to make sure that each Paragon includes all 3 tier 5s, or what would be the highest tiers in their respective games. But if you remember from the last Bloons Tower Defense Ultra development stream, this game, every tower has 6 tiers. So in this case, this thing is combining 3 tier 6s at once. But if you were to compare it to Bloons Tower Defense 6, it's got all 3 of the tier 3 upgrades all at once. And there is tons of overlap. But we're not here to talk about Paragons and whatnot. We're here to take care of heroes. So let me get back to this shit. Let's see. Now, this is effectively what Quincy will do. As effectively a breakdown. It goes all the way up to level 30. And, well, I'll just zoom in. He gets this at level 30. A rail cannon. Now, you may be thinking, what the hell is this rail cannon thing supposed to be? Well, let me show you. It is a big-ass bow. And as you can tell, this thing is in the same color scheme as this thing. Well, let me get the sprite of it pulled up. It's got the same color scheme as this. It has got roughly the same color scheme as this thing. So you should be able to tell damn well what this thing is meant to be for. It is meant to put this thing to shame. But something like that ain't going to be easy. Considering what this thing has. Yeah. If you don't know where I got this, if you're thinking, where the hell is this coming from? There's a video on YouTube, I think, let me at least look it up. It was, out of all things, it came from Minecraft. Yeah, of all things, it came from fucking Minecraft. But I may have saved it in a playlist on my YouTube channel. I don't think it's anywhere here, though. I'm just checking one of them, though. here we go. All right. Managed to find it. The name of the video is called Space-Based Dragon Slayer, made by Fallen_Breath on YouTube. So if you want to know what it is, look that up. Yep. Oh, I'll even pull it up. I'll even pull up the video, so... But, I'm not going to include the audio. It's on purpose because I don't necessarily want to get copyright struck. So here it is. This is where the rail cannon I'm getting for Quincy is coming from. So, just to reiterate, I'll be here in the audio, you guys won't be. That is on purpose. Just so that I don't get hit by copyright on any platform, YouTube, Rumble, or Kick. Yes, even Rumble follows copyright. So, let's just, let me just check. Yeah, it's not capturing the audio, so. But let me just make sure I'm on one of my streams. I'll check on my Rumble stream. All right. Okay, yep, it's not coming through. That's a good thing. All right. So I shouldn't have to worry about copyright, but this is effectively where it's coming from. So this is the video. Space Dragon Slayer by Fallen_Breath. Right there in Minecraft, that is the Ender Dragon. It's kind of like the final boss of Minecraft, but that's its own thing. This, whatever, you saw that beam, right? Let me back up. That beam hits the Ender Dragon and takes it out in one shot. I'll put it in each of the chats so that you guys can go watch it. Credit goes to the person who made this. This is where I'm getting my Bloons Tower Defense Ultra rail cannon from. Just like this is happening in survival mode in Minecraft. Shoots the arrow and aligns the arrow in X, Y, and Z, 3 axes. It will fall onto this exact coordinate, which is kind of crazy. It's very, very precise, apparently. All right, takes an Ender Crystal. And well, after the time is over, you fire away. Duplicate TNTs with TNT duping arrays and compresses them into the middle. All TNTs are compressed to those coordinates. So yeah, it uses something called TNT duplication. Oh. I'll put the link to the videos in each chat. So just give me 1 second. So here we go. There's Kick and YouTube, and then Rumble. There we go. There's all 3 streams. Credit where credit is due. Release and accelerate the arrow as soon as the dragon respawns. Deal 839 divided by 4 damage to the Ender Dragon with a power 2 bow. If you don't know what this stuff is, look up some Minecraft. Look up some stuff on Minecraft. Because I'm not going to bother getting into the details. But anyways, 839 divided by 4, 209.75. Yep, that works out. Dead on. And it just took out that thing in 1 hit. .240 TNTs give the arrow this speed. TNT shockwave utilization rate 99.85%. Whatever. Yeah. This is effectively how strong your bow is. Without any buffs to it, this would be its base damage. This is a maximum buff that you can get, and look at how much damage this would do. Damn near 1200. That is effectively 300 damage, really 299.75 to that dragon. And this is where I'm getting this sucker from. That is where I'm getting this sucker from. So there's the context. So yeah, Quincy effectively has his own frickin' dragon slaying rail cannon. Or should I say beast slaying rail cannon. At least that's what I hope Quincy will be doing. Let's see. Alright. By the way, in this, Quincy will be able to start out being able to see camo. So, at level 5, he doesn't necessarily gain anything other than a camo bonus. Yeah, he will be able to do extra damage to camo. So, it's a camo bonus of 1. But it's not nothing. So, let me just go to here. Just give me a second. Okay, that would be the Storm of Arrows. No, hold on. Right, the Explosive Arrows. Alright, and then... And at level 21, his Explosive Arrows abilities that he gets from level 7 gets upgraded to Trick Arrows. They can do a whole bunch of stuff other than just explode. They can inflict stun, corrosion, distract, freeze, and or burn. The corrosion is kind of like corrosive glue. But it's not weak. It's pretty fast, but I might nerf it. I might nerf it just a bit. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Managed to get what I was looking for. Okay, so camo is the second to last element. Let's see. Alright, at level 8, he gets some more damage. More damage to camo and Moabs. So he's going to be pretty good against DDTs. At least, kind of. That is if he were to get the ability to pop lead. It's that close. There we go. I'll be taking care of his damage first. Level 14. It goes up. Yeah, I got an idea. There. So I can set that to 8, this to 13, and then this will be whatever. Whoop! Not that much. Not 32, just 3. Whoops. 1 second. There we go. Let's see. Alright. So Quincy only deals 1 base damage. Pretty much all the way down to level 20. 1, in fact. But he starts to get a bit more at level 22. And then, does it ever go up after that? Yes, it does. To level 26. By the way, this script that I'm using, this closed interval script, it's just kind of like, if it's at least you have the first value, in this case it's this one right here. This is the variable you want to, this would be the variable you want to test. If it's at least this, if, okay, let me explain what this is. This variable holds Quincy's hero level. If it is at least 5, but no more than 7, he will have a damage bonus of 1 to camo. If it's at least 8, but no more than 13, he will be able to do +2 damage to blimps and +2 to camo. Between levels 14 and 21, including both of them, when he's at least at level 14 at most 21, both of those bonuses go up to 3. Then when he goes to level 22 and up to 25, up to and including 25, that damage goes up, that bonus damage goes up to 9. You kind of see where this is going? Hopefully that should do it. Let's see. He also gets a lead bonus at level 22, and the base damage also goes up. So he's really gonna excel at, he is really gonna excel against DDTs at least. So let's see. Okay, so I think that's it. Let's check. Yep. Lead is the third to last. So yeah, 3 base damage against 3 base damage, 9 extra damage to blimps, 9 to lead, and then 9 to camo. He won't be able to pop lead immediately. That should do it. Okay, that will be his explosive arrows. Then at level 26, his damage goes up by more than triple. He effectively is able to do... What is this? What's that? Is that fortified? I think that's a fortified bonus. Yep, he'll be able to do even more damage to fortified DDTs. So yeah, effectively, Quincy is an outright DDT destroyer. Ugh. Quincy will be a good DDT destroyer. You're wondering what this is? It's an echelon. Shoutouts to the Unsubscribed Podcast, Brandon Herrera, Donut Operator, Eli Double Tap, Fat Electrician. Really good stuff. Hats off to you guys. What? Excuse me for one moment. Probably gonna do some, kick stream moderating. Yeah, I thought so. Alright, one moment. Gotta do some kick moderation. Okay. Mute. And let's see. Mute this one. All right. pretty sure this one's a bot. Let me just check. Yep. I'm gonna say you're gone. Alright. Let's get back to regularly scheduled programming. No pun intended. Whoop. There we go. Alright, there we go. Alright, so level 30, Quincy gets a massive buff to his damage. Excuse me. Alright, let's see. Whoop. Ah, damn it. Son of a bitch. So yeah, Quincy's going to be doing pretty good against fortified DDTs. Especially at level 30. Jeez. This guy's going to be a monster. Alright, so that's his damage taken care of. Now on to his Pierce. There we go. So that's his damage taken care of. Oop, almost. Get that, and we're good. Close that. Now let's start working on his Pierce. Level 2, 3 to 4. Alright. If it's effectively, whoop. Two to what level? What level does his Pierce get buffed at? What level does his Pierce get buffed at? Alright, 8. Well, 8 is the last one, so level 9, his Pierce goes up. And then it goes up from 9 to what? It goes up to 11. So 12 onwards to level 19, his Pierce is 7. And then it goes up to 20-something. When does his Pierce go up again? At level 29. And there we go. That's his Pierce taken care of. So from he starts out with 3 Pierce. Then then from levels 2 to 8, he has 4 Pierce. Each arrow has 4 Pierce. Levels 9 to 11, they have 6. 12 to 18 is 7. And then 19 to 28, the Pierce is 9. And then at levels 29 and 30, the Pierce is 20. That's a lot! But that is his Pierce taken care of. Now let's try the range. Tower buff range. Yep. Good on that. Starts off with 110. Then it goes up to 115 at he goes up to 115 at level 4. So just give me a second. Alright, let's see. When does his range go up again? Level 13. So this goes, so that tops out at 12. And this goes up to 13. Don't need brackets yet. And then does his range go up again at some point? Yes, so level 23. So that goes to here. And then at level 28, he gets a big buff to his range. So this tops out at 27. Does he get a buff to his range after that? No, he doesn't. There. I should probably add another layer to some of these things. Yeah, I have to. One moment. There we go. I'll just make it easy. There we go, a little bit easier. Ugh. So this should include if Quincy's level is 1. Alright, that should be his damage, pierce, and range. Now the attack speed. So 57. And then, when does he start firing faster other than the ability? 11? Yikes, that's quite some time. Alright, so 11 up to what? 11 up to what? 16, so that goes from 11 to 15. And then he starts firing every 24 frames. From 16 on to something else. 18. 16 and 17. And 19. Is it 15? Yes, it is. And then at level 20, it goes down once again. Goes all the way up to 23. Then it gets bumped to 24. It goes up to 20 something, I'm thinking. What does it drop to? Every 12 frames to 8. Whoa, shit. Okay, there we go. Alright, level 25. So, pretty much immediately after. And then 25 on to what? 27. So not too much longer. Alright, and that's effectively Quincy's stats. That is is effectively Quincy's stats right there. At least it should be. Yep. That's his damage, attack speed, range, and pierce. That's all of that. At least that should be for his main damage. I'll save the rest for later, though. Because I want to work on Quincy's rail cannon ability. Yeah, his level 30 ability. Let's see. Oh, I almost forgot. When he gets to level 25, his rapid shot ability gets upgraded to power shot. Instead of boosting his attack speed by 4x, which I already took care of at level 25, he gets that permanently, and instead, he deals 4 times the damage. His trick arrows, the corrosion gets 3 times the damage buff. It gets a 3x damage buff. The distract duration goes from 120 frames to 360. His arrows could explode, inflict stun, corrosion, distract, freeze, or burn. So the corrosion has got that. The distract duration is 3 times as long. The freeze and stun lasts 3 times as long. The explosive arrows now inflict the burn. So the explosive arrows and the burning arrows, they're now one and the same. And the burn damage is 9 times as effective. Deals 3 times the damage, and it deals that damage 3 times as fast. Anyways, I got a couple things. Got a couple texts. Well, I think other than that, I'm not going to end the stream right now, but I actually have to go to the bathroom, so I'll be back somewhat soon. So, yep, be right back. Here we go. There we go. Alright, I'm back. Whew. Oh, there is a couple things that I did notice. This one right here. I'm gonna do that. Alright, alright, got that set up. Let's see. So the rapid shot ability. Rapid shot ability remains the same cooldown for a long time. Pretty much the whole way through. Excuse me for a moment. a second. Put this here. Okay. All right. All right. My mom sent me a text. So, I had to take care of something off camera. Let's see. We got the rapid shot. Explosive arrows is 600 frames active. That's 7. Explosive arrows cooldown. So that's going to be the second one. It is 1800, and then when is this stop being 1800? Explosive arrows cooldown. Okay, so it goes all the way up to frickin' level 16. Jeez. That's a lot. That is a long time. So, level 17 to probably 20-something. Cooldown doesn't change for the explosive arrows and trick arrows. So it's just that. Next one is the Storm of Arrows. Storm of Arrows starts at 4,200. Then what does it go to 3,300? 18. So 1, 2, 17. Starts at 4,200. Then it goes to 33. Does that get reduced at all? Storm of Arrows. Didn't necessarily buff the Storm of Arrows on this. On level 25. So I'm going to change that. Ooh. That should do it. Well, at least that's a start. So the Storm of Arrows ability would go up from 10 damage, plus 30 to ceramic, and plus 10 to blimps. To, I'm going to set it to 25, 50 to ceramics, and 50 to blimps. $50 to lead, 50 to camo. Pretty good against DDTs again. Quincy's going to be a DDT destroyer at level 30. I'll have to go back to the damage of the Storm of Arrows ability. Now the explosive arrows is the same thing as the trick arrows. And the rail cannon ability. That thing is going to have a long-ass cooldown, even at level 30. How long? 5 minutes. At 60 FPS, it will have a cooldown of 18,000 frames. That is 300 seconds at 60 FPS or 5 minutes. A 5-minute cooldown for something this powerful? It will be able to synergize with Paragons, so you better hold on to something. If you activate this, if you manage to get the rail cannon ability to go off, hold on to something. So the rail cannon ability is going to remain at 18,000 frames. What does Quincy do when it comes to his Storm of Arrows duration? That should do it. Yeah, I think that's fine the way it is. I think in this case I'll make an exception. Alright. That should be Quincy's rail cannon. Most of which should be taken care of. Oop. Sub-torpedo. Yep. Alright, that should be all of it. So that is Quincy's rail cannon. Works with all kinds of, it works with many kinds of homing explosives. And, sorry if I'm not talking a lot, it's just I'm kind of focused on this, so. we go. Rail cannon ability arrow. Now looks the part. checking my streams. All right, still good. Oh, by the way, if you want to have the stream planned, if you want to play this stream in the background, like, if you want to play this while you got other stuff going on, feel free to. You know, you could have this going on in the background while you're working. Just listen to the sound of my fan going. A little bit of white noise. Should probably get this thing Let's do it. All right, now. Alright, that should take care of Churchill. Got a little bit sidetracked, but I was mostly looking for this little chunk of code. You're wondering what this little chunk of code is. It has to deal with, well, whether a round is active and how it interacts with the final boss. And yes, there is one, just so that you guys know. That's what it looks like. That is what the final boss looks like. It's got a whole bunch of stuff going on with it. It'll basically be all the bosses put together on top of an ENFB. This fucker doesn't pull his punches. In fact, he pushes them. There is one of its abilities is right here. I'm combining a vortex ability and a phase time warp. The phase is time warp from BTD 6. Like, phase has the ability to effectively warp time when it comes to your towers. It makes all your towers attack slower, and that also includes paragons and heroes. Vortex in Bloons TD Ultra will have the ability to accelerate the balloons. Well, when Vortex is at a certain level, every time you effectively get to every time I think, I'm not entirely sure when it activates, but I think it might be, I don't know if it's in New Game Plus or not. And yes, there is one of those. There will be, Vortex will have an ability where you do enough damage to it, or I think it might be over time. I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to check it. But when Vortex reaches a certain amount of time or health, the balloons get a permanent speed boost. Which means they accelerate. That's what acceleration is. It's the change in speed over time, or a change in velocity over time. So the balloons literally accelerate. With phases, combine that with phases' ability to warp time, we get the time acceleration. We get a time acceleration ability where, I kid you not, the final boss will accelerate the frame rate of the game. It affects the game itself. It will actually affect how many frames per second the game is running at. And if you're wondering where I got this from, out of all the places, it was, I kid you not, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Yes. This is actually a JoJo reference to Made in Heaven. I kid you not. So go ahead and so all of you, so I know there's at least one of you, I know at least one of you guys knows exactly what I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure there's at least someone out here that is not only a Bloons Tower Defense fan, but also someone who reads or watches JoJo. One of you guys does both of those things. So I'm pretty sure one of you is frothing at the mouth because of this. This is something that can work, but more often than not, it's kind of coincidental, but at the same time, it isn't. It's a coincidence. Well, it's a reference that happens to be coincidental. I was listening to some JoJo music, the Made in Heaven original soundtrack, and then I thought, what if in Bloons Tower Defense Ultra the final boss could accelerate time, kind of like the stand Made in Heaven does in JoJo? And then I was thinking, okay, how, like, I didn't bother with, could that even work? I just skipped that and just said, how could that work? And I thought, Vortex has an acceleration ability, and Phase can warp time, so there you go. There's your time acceleration. So yeah, that is the final boss's time acceleration ability. It will accelerate the frame rate of the game you're playing. It will accelerate the frame rate of Bloons Tower Defense Ultra. Quite a devastating ability because it won't just affect your towers, it'll affect you somewhat. The balloons themselves will be going faster, but only because the game is. The game is going faster, but your towers won't be. Well, they kind of will. It's kind of difficult to say. Once this activates enough times, you'll start to see. You'll start to realize, oh crap, my towers are actually being affected by this. This is a health related ability. Let me just check Vortex real quick. Vortex, the accelerate ability happens when? The retreating draft, shock wave, shield, and wind pulse. The accelerate, okay, so that's a secondary skull ability, and it's a New Game Plus exclusive. So, I will fix that. Alright, so if New Game Plus is on, alright, so that will go into this section right here. Lunarius Bloon Bleed, Lich's Rush to Reanimation. This will go right here. So it's a New Game Plus exclusive ability. but it will happen quite often. So you won't have to worry about the time acceleration ability until you get to New Game Plus. Because in New Game Plus, Vortex gains that accelerate ability. So that should take care of it. The accelerate has been put in. So there you go. There's effectively made in heaven in this game. There is a reference to JoJo in this game, but it is very well hidden. It is very well hidden, and you are going to have to make a ton of progress on this. You're going to have to effectively beat the entire game, and then do that. You're going to have to beat the entire game effectively twice in order to do that. You're effectively going to have to beat the entire game twice to get that JoJo reference. But anyways, I managed to get what I was looking for, and I inadvertently managed to get a few other things done. But let's see. Do I have anything else that I want to do? If anything, if I think of anything, I'll probably do it off stream. But I did manage to get quite a bit of progress done. You know, I got some of Quincy's stuff done. His damage, his pierce, range, attack speed, and ability cooldowns. Well, some of that. I still have yet to do his actual coding. But I hope, you know, unfortunately, there is no game testing with Quincy. But that is not the only thing. I'm not going to be leaving you guys without some game testing. I will give you guys something. I'll give you guys some gameplay, or some test gameplay, of the Super Monkey Beacon Paragon. Yeah. I'll let you guys see gameplay with this thing. And by the way, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. All right? Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments, okay? I want to know what you guys think about this. Hell, I'll probably change the thumbnail of these streams so that you see, well, Quincy and this thing. So, you guys should be able to see that. But I just got a little bit of stuff to do. Just so that, there we go. Just so that it doesn't activate right away. So there we go. I'll have some game testing of this, hopefully. Wait for it. Here it is. All right. Currently, right now, the bosses don't spawn for some reason, but that doesn't matter. Now, obviously, you won't have 50 million lives to work with in the insane difficulty, but, well, you'll only have 50, but this is just a test, so let's get to it. Yep. You got 1, 2, 3 storms right here. This is round 201, right here at the bottom. And there you go. The Super Monkey Beacon Paragon, over time, sends Super Monkey Storms out. And when they reach the middle, you don't see it, but there's an explosion that happens. And those Paragon Super Monkeys, those Paragon Storm Super Monkeys, throw darts out. Kind of like a super monkey. Oh, and one more thing about this. Those super monkey storms that you're seeing, they get stronger over time. Each one does more damage than the last. That is obviously a reference to the Super Monkey Beacons. I think it is. Let me just check. It is reverberation. A third storm triggers after the second. Second and tertiary storms are stronger rather than weaker. And also, every time you get effectively a wave of 3 storms, the damage also increases permanently. So there's piercing wind right there. And, like I said, each storm effectively sends a wave of 10 super monkeys that actually fire darts. So there's Beacon of Legends right there. So if I were to put this thing on my freaking tier list, it's already an S tier. But this thing has an ability. I'll wait until this one is done. All right, and now, here's the ability. It actually deals more damage. Check this out. Okay, so that is... Okay, so the ability was 3 waves, and then you got the normal one, the mini wave. We're going to see what happens when the next time, when it goes off again. So let's get on with the mini storms. Oh, by the way, this thing also has an ability as well. This is my Bomb Tower Paragon. I call it the Cannon Paragon. Or this is my Bomb Tower Paragon is called the Explosive Extinction Event. And its ability is called the Blitzkrieg ability. And this is what it does. Oh, if I can just get it to work. Oh, it wound up crashing the game. Oops. Okay, note to self, don't do that again. All right. Okay, so the Blitzkrieg ability is supposed to stun and knock back balloons. Pretty simple stuff. So, let's get back to that. After that awkward interruption. All right. Activate the Paragon Super Monkey Beacon, the Super Monkey Beacon Paragon's ability. So that was 6 storms you saw in a row, but that was the ability storm and then the mini wave that you see here, the mini storm. The one that passively activates. But let's see what happens when I activate another one. Well, once the ability comes off cooldown. Let's see, will it? There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the next one, that was 8. There was 5 in the next one. So, going back to the Super Monkey Beacon Paragon in BTD 6. Or going back to the Super Monkey Beacon in BTD 6. Not only does the damage go up, so do the number of waves. So do the number of, effectively, storms that come after the first one. It gets very strong very quickly. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you got the mini one. That was 10. Pretty nuts, huh? I'll do a different activation pretty soon. Come on. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then the mini one. That was 12 minus the 3 from the mini. That is 9 storms. Every time you use its ability, you get more storms than the last. And it does cap out, but it takes a long time in order to get it to cap out. If I remembered right, I think the number is quite high. Let's see. Oh, here we go. All right, let's see. All right, so I sent out a double. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then this. Okay, so that was 14 minus a 3. That is 11. So every single time you activate the ability, you get 2 more storms than the last time you did. But I'm still trying to figure out what the limit is. What is the limit? I'm actually having a hard time trying to find the limit. What the hell? I probably should put a limit on this thing. Oh, Piercing Wind and Bloons TD 6 caps out at effectively 100 activations for a maximum of 33,000 damage per storm. That's a lot. That's borderline Paragon shit. I should probably change this thing a little bit. So, yeah, didn't take care of that. So, yeah, it's quite a chain of events, but I gotta see if I can put a cap on this thing. Okay, ability storm accumulation, mini storm accumulation. Yeah, I think I haven't put on a cap for this thing. All right. Ain't that nice? All right. Accumulation 0. Accumulation 1. All right, now they should cap out. Now it should be... Now, there's a cap to it. To the Super Monkey Beacon Paragon. I should probably set this thing to... When I activate its ability... I have to go over 8,000 lines of code down. That's just the... And get this, that's without most of the abilities programmed. All right, that should at least take care of something. That should at least take care of effectively a storm being interrupted or being followed up immediately afterwards. By the way, if you don't know what degree that was, it was at 100. The ability storms at degree, well, in this game, Paragons can start at degree 0. I've kind of changed the formula a little bit, but it should be fine. Like, it works pretty much the same way as it does in Bloons TD 6. There's just some slight tweaks. So this is so at degree 0, this thing will deal 10,000 damage on the ability storm. At degree 1, that damage goes up by 2%. Not 1%, 2%. So at degree 1, it deals 10,200 damage. Then at degree 2, it's 10,400. At degree 3, it's 10,600. Then at degree 4, 10,800, and so on. You get up to degree 100, that is going to be 30,000 damage if it wasn't for this right here. This right here tells you how much extra damage it does. 10. So it's 30,010 damage, because every 10th level, it deals +1 damage. And then you get the damage boss multiplier. There's I have made a special script that effectively increases the amount of bonus damage it can deal to bosses. The mini storms each deal 2,000 damage. So the ability storms are 5 times stronger than the ability storms. But I'm thinking, after this, I'm going to call it a stream. So I'll go for pretty much one more showcase of this stuff in action. All right, there it is. 3. And there we go. Okay, so it works now. So it works the way I intended it. The ability now resets the ability now resets the storms. it resets the passive storms that it just sends out every so often. Whoop! We got some rocket blimps flying across. I'll change this thing's targeting to close. I hit tab twice. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that must have been poor timing. Now again, I don't think I'm playing the music. Yeah, the music isn't coming through, and that's intentional. You know, copyright. So, anyways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I gotta change that a little bit. So I can change that real easy. So let's see, go to all tower abilities. Whoa, hold on. Let me just go right back up to here. Ooh, okay. All right. What? Again? All right. There we go. All right. It took a little bit. That should take care of it. All right, now let's see if this thing works. I'll do some more of the Quincy's rail cannon. I'll probably do some testing of that off stream. Oh! Oh! Had a bit of a crash report. Excuse me for a moment. Should have just been doing this the first time around. Just hold page down. All right, there we go. Yep, I forgot that accumulation was an array. All right, that should do it. So now the amount of delay should increase with the number of times you use the ability. Let's see. So the second one is the ability, the ability storm. So yeah, that was kind of like a double, but I wanted to use that immediately. Let me change the targeting on this thing to close. Nothing yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we got the delay. It works. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so it takes a little bit longer every time. I could change that. I'll see what I can do. I'll see how it goes as the more abilities I use. The more times I use the ability. Let's see. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Oh! The Cannon Paragon's passive ability just went off. Now, the passive ability does something a little bit nuts. It's kind of like it's basically like the Blitz Tactical Storm from Bloons Tower Defense 6, but what it does is a little bit extra. If I remember right, I think it deals extra damage to blimps and bosses, inheriting the middle path yet again. And it gives a special status to all the blimps effectively all blimps on screen that I call crunch. Remember when long ago, Bloons Tower Defense 6, the Bloon Crush was part of a meme strat called the Bloon Crunch? Yeah, that's now a real thing for Bloons Tower Defense Ultra. The Bloon Crunch effectively is extra damage. Blimps effectively take extra damage from all attacks. Kind of like how they would when hit with Super Brittle or the Cripple Moab. So yeah, I turned a meme into an actual effect. So yeah, that's an actual thing that happens. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, so that's 11. Okay, yeah. I must have done the cooldown a little bit wrong. But no biggie. I can fix it. But at least I know it works correctly. So I think I could probably call it right now. But you know what? I think I will call this stream for now. Managed to get quite a bit done. But just know this game is fucking massive. So yeah, a little bit of Bloons Tower Defense Ultra development. Well, actually a lot of Bloons Tower Defense Ultra development being done. So there you go. You got to see some of the stuff that I usually do off stream. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, despite the fact that there was long moments of silence. All right? If you want to put this on, if you want to have this stream going, if you wanted to have this stream going on while you're doing something else, I have no problem with that. This was kind of like a silent stream, but hey, stuff was being done, you know? I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you enjoyed quite a bit of silence, but this is one of those streams where you could just put it on, just like have it, like it's more of a visual thing than anything. But regardless, hope you guys enjoyed it. And as I say at the end of every stream, keep it real, keep it safe, and hang in there. Things will get better. Don't forget to like if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, and if you do, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe to me on YouTube, follow me on Rumble and Kick, and I'll see you in the next stream, whatever that may be. All right?